Hi, good evening everyone, and welcome to this special session where we are going to talk about everything about IIM Calcutta PGDBA program. So we have with us the current batch students of PGDBA program from IIM Calcutta, and they'll give you all the information that you wish to know if you are targeting this program. So yes, quickly show me a thumbs up, guys, if audio video everything is okay, and yeah, are we all good to go? जल्दी से एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कंफर्म कर दो दोस्तों. Great. So I can see, yes. Hi Mohit. Yes. And everyone else. जल्दी से एक बार thumbs up दिखा दो यार चैट बॉक्स में. ग्रेट. ओके, सो दोस्तों इस सेशन के अंदर जो आईएम कैलकाटा का पीजीडीबीए प्रोग्राम है उसके बारे में हम डिटेल में डिस्कशन करेंगे. जैसा आप सब लोग जानते हो कि आईएम कैलकाटा में उनका एक तो फ्लैगशिप कोर्स है एंड दूसरा उनका पीजीडीबीए प्रोग्राम है विच इज पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट डिप्लोमा इन बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स. राइट, इट्स एन अमालगमेशन ऑफ 3 कॉलेज प्रोग्राम्स. तो वो सारी डिटेल्स आपको इस वीडियो में जानने को मिलेगी. और उसका जो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम है वो काफ़ी लेट होता है, मार्च में होने वाला है इस बार एग्जाम. तो आप चाहो तो अभी भी उसको टारगेट कर सकते हो. इन केस इफ यू हैव स्कोर्ड से समथिंग लाइक 95-97 परसेंटाइल इन कैट, यू मिस्ड द IIM कॉल्स, सो स्टिल दिस देयर इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स यू कैन ग्रैब दिस वन. तो उसकी मतलब एग्जाम कब एग्जैक्टली होती है, उसके एप्लीकेशन कब शुरू हो गए, पेपर पैटर्न क्या रहता है, एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या है, कैसे प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए, कहाँ से हमें प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन मिलेंगे, ये सारी चीज़ें इस वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है, तो इसको लाइक और शेयर करना मत भूलना. आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं चाहूँगा कि अपने जो गेस्ट है उनको थोड़ा सा इंट्रोड्यूस कर दूँ. मतलब यस, वी हैव विद अस मिस्टर सूर्य किरण, मानस एंड निकुंज. सो थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग ऑल ऑफ यू एंड थैंक्स फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग दिस इन्विटेशन टू गाइड आवर स्टूडेंट्स.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronak.
So why don't you introduce yourself so that our learners can get idea about your background, starting with you, Nikunj.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I am Nikunj. I am from Delhi. I did my BTech in Production and Industrial Engineering from IIT Delhi, and I graduated in 2020. And after graduating, I joined AB InBev. So, at AB InBev, I was working in analytics only, and I have about 2.5 years of work experience. And after that, I decided that I want to study business analytics further. So I decided to go for PGDBA straightforward, and I gave PGDBA exam in 2023. And yeah, there we are.
Okay, so all of you are in the first year of this program, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. How about you,
Yeah.
Manas? What's your background?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am Manas. I'm from Kashmir, and I've done my integrated masters in pure mathematics from IISER Bhopal, and I've graduated in 2022. I was always interested in business analytics. I wanted to keep my options open, so I gave CAT 2022 and PGDBA 2023, and I've scored almost 99.2 percentile in CAT, 99.3 percentile in ZAT, and then I joined PGDBA finally.
Okay.
And I'm a fresher right now. I have no work as of now.
Right. So there is no criteria as such that you need to have certain work experience, right? For this program, even the freshers can join.
Yeah, there is no criteria. There is no criteria of such. There are more than 20% freshers in our batch.
Okay.
And yeah, one thing is that people might get some extra credits for if they have WorkX, but there is no necessity of that you should
Yeah,
have
but
some
that's the
WorkX.
case with almost all the programs, right? Even the flagship programs of IIM, I mean, students with work experience get some extra points. Okay. So, and we'll also talk about the background diversity, because in other B schools, I mean, apart from work experience, there is there are additional points for gender diversity, background diversity. So we'll talk about that as well. But yes, Surya Kiran, if you can just quickly brief about your background.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Surya Kiran. Basically, I'm from Andhra Pradesh, and I did my BTech in mechanical engineering from NIT Trichy, and I graduated in the year 2020. After that, I worked in Bajaj Auto R&D for about 2.5 years. Like, I have given CAT thrice, but my main aim was to study PGDBA. So yeah, and finally I got seat in this course in 2023, and I'm here.
Okay. So, I mean, I was interacting with Surya Kiran and he mentioned that he dropped IIT Mumbai MBA program for PGDBA Calcutta. He took a drop of 1 year and joined this program afterwards. I think you had got that admission year before, right, Suryakiran?
Yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, fine. So we'll come to that part, ke how fruitful that decision is, what are the placement figures, and what kind of opportunities are you all getting. So others can also make informed decision. So guys, I mean, all the learners who are watching us, or most of the learners who are watching us right now, would have appeared for CAT and ZAT, and some of them might not have performed well in that. So what is the case with you? I mean, was PGDBA your priority, or you took up the CAT and then since you couldn't convert ABC, so you decided, okay, let's try for PGDBA. What was the case? I think Nikunj has clearly mentioned that his only priority was PGDBA. He didn't appear for CAT. But yes, starting with you, Manas, and then Suryakiran, if you can just tell your thought process so that other learners can also follow that.
Yeah, in my case, I was always interested in business analytics only, but I wanted to keep my options open. See, I was targeting mainly three colleges, in which my priority number one was PGDBA, then my priority number two was PGPBA from IIM Bangalore, and then there was IIC Bangalore Masters Management Program. At the
Okay.
end, I converted IIC Bangalore and PGDBA. So I can you can so you have to give CAT to be eligible for IIC Bangalore and PGPBA. For PGDBA, there is a separate exam. I also gave ZAT to keep my options open, and I converted XLRI daily in that case. But
Okay.
since my number one priority was PGDBA only, so I chose that finally.
Right. And in your case also, Suryakiran, you were pretty clear that you want to go for PGDBA. Is that
Yeah,
so?
like I mean, I started giving CAT in my final year. Like first 2 years, I have given it just without preparation, and I didn't get any good score. But in the third year, I got about 98.5. With that, I could convert IIT Bombay's this SOM's MBA program. Like, but like I said, like in final year, I had eye on this program called PGDBA
Hmm.
because after my 12th class, I wanted to study in college like Indian Statistical Institute because of my love for maths. So it had happened that simultaneously I had given PGDBA entrance exam in 2022. So like I had decided that if I had not got it, I would go for IIT Bombay. But it so happened that I missed the seat by one rank.
Oh,
So I felt that maybe if I try next year, I'll get what I want. So I
okay.
had to take that call, and finally it worked out.
Right. So now, if you look at in hindsight, I mean, how much time is it required for a student, for a good student? Because I'm sure students understand that to crack this exam, you need to have good command on maths. So for a good student, how much time will it require to prepare for this entrance exam? If someone who has scored say 90 to 95 percentile, in CAT, can he or she starts now and crack this exam?
Uh,
Okay.
I think I can take that up, or yeah, sure. So I think definitely because there is a lot of intersection between both CAT and the PGDB entrance exam. So basically, the verbal section and the DILR section, they are the same. So half of your job is done, but the other half of the PGDB exam is math, and that consists of quantitative aptitude questions as well as some questions from the 11th, 12th maths NCRT syllabus as well.
Okay.
So I believe that if the student is good and if they have been continuously studying for CAT and
That exam.
learning, they have been learning. I believe that given 1 month, they have ample time to prepare for PGDB entrance exam.
Okay. Right. We'll come back to the exam structure part. But before that, can you just quickly brief our learners about the eligibility criteria? Okay, what is the criteria for this exam? Do they need to have certain percentage in their 10, 12 graduation, or do they need to have certain subjects or some work experience or something? If you can just quickly once again outline that part.
Yeah,
Sure,
okay.
Manas, would you? Yeah, sure.
I'll take up that. There is no requirement of any work ex, but you should have at least 60% marks in your graduation or 6.5 CGPA in
Okay.
that case.
Okay.
Other thing is only two type of candidates are eligible. One is 10 plus 2 plus 4. That means 10th, 12th, and 4 years of bachelor's degree. It could be BTech, bachelor's of engineering, or any
B
degree of
Farm
bachelor's
or
with 4 years.
architecture or any, but it should be 4 years
Yeah,
degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a 3 years bachelor's degree, 10 plus 2 plus 3, then you need to have a 2 years master's degree also to be eligible for this course. So it is either 10 plus 2 plus 4 or 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. So
Okay.
that is all about the eligibility.
Right, right. Okay, so can you quickly tell our students more about this program? I mean, if you can share some stats like what is the batch size and what is the fees and what are the placement figures? So whatever you feel that would of interest to the future aspirants.
So I will start with the course structure.
Hmm.
So basically, this course is offered by three institutes,
Okay.
and there are three pillars of the course. Like one is management, other is technology, the other one is statistics. So the course structure is such that when you join, you have 1 month pre-semester at IIM, where you are given basics of management, like finance, accounting, all those basics we study. Then next semester one we go to Indian Statistical Institute, where the basics of statistics are taught to us. Then we come to IIT Kharagpur. Here we learn about technological aspects like machine learning and related stuff. So again, for the third semester, we go back to IIM, where we learn the remaining and other important management subjects, and we have internship placements there in IIM.
Hmm. Okay,
And
so what is the batch
like
size of, I mean, what is the
okay,
intake for the coming batch 2024-26 batch?
Yeah,
so
so it will be around 60. It is around 60 every year. So it will be around 60 plus minus 2 or 3. That would be the case.
And
Around 60, you
what
could say.
was the average salary as per the latest placement report that was published? If you can just tell about that.
Yeah, the batch 7, that means 2021 to 2023 batch 7, had an average salary of around 32 lakhs per 32 lakhs per year. That was the average CTC.
Okay, fine. So now let's talk about the important dates. If you can just brief the learner about the important dates. I mean, when the applications have started, what is the last date, when is the exam, and so on and so forth. And then after exam, what will be the stage two of the selection process?
okay, so uh, the application has already started. It started on January 5th, and I think the end date for applying is February 6th, and the CBT or online test is scheduled on March 17th.
Hmm. Okay, March 17th. Right.
Yeah,
Last date to apply is
Feb 6th.
Feb 6th. Okay. So about 2 weeks time from now. And
Yeah.
usually when will the results be out?
Like the online test result will be out in April.
Okay, April. Somewhere in
Yeah,
the
it
And
first
will
week
be
of
in the
April?
first week of April. The results would be out. First
Okay.
week of April, the results would be out.
Yes, and Manas, then when will they be called for interview and what are the stages in the I mean what are the steps in the second stage of the selection process? If you can just quickly brief about that.
Yeah. So once you pass the computer-based test, that will happen on 17th March. It will be a 3-hour exam from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Okay.
Then the interview would be tentatively on 11th to 12th May. That means you would get approximately 2 months between the written exam and the interview. After that, after you get converted, the program will commence on 10th of July 2024. So
Okay.
that are the tentative dates.
Hmm. Okay, fine. So, can you also brief about, or maybe Nikunj, you can brief us about the exam structure? I mean, what are the section? What is the duration? Is there any sectional time limit? Though you had, briefly mentioned it earlier, but now if you can just go a little more in detail, and also tell us
Sure.
about the specific the topics that students should be prepared as much as you can mention.
Okay. So the exam has three sections. As I mentioned before, two of them are very similar to CAT. So the first section is verbal, the second one is DILR, and the third one is again math. So I believe the exam has 50 questions, and out of these 50 questions, 25 of them, first of all, every question has +3 -1 marking.
Okay.
At least that was the case in our exam, in our PGDB exam. and 25 of these questions, so basically half of the paper, it is from the mathematics section, and the
Okay.
remaining 10 questions are from DILR and 15 questions are from the verbal section.
Okay.
So, regarding the preparation, see, personally speaking, I have found that I was a bit weak in the verbal section. Basically, I hated doing these para jumbles and these long paragraphs and things like that. So, it took me a lot of practice to get over them, to finally learn how to do them properly. And I believe that there are like a lot of resources for these. So, the first and foremost thing that anyone preparing for PGDBA should do is have a look at the PGDBA past papers. See what format of the questions is being asked there, and see what different topics are there in the paper,
So where are
and
the
then try
papers
to solve it.
available?
I think you can just Google them,
Yeah, it is
and
available on PGDBA.
yeah, sure, Manas.
There's a website called pgdba.ml, which is an official website of PGDBA. You can find past year papers. You can find preparatory material if you need any. You can find past year interview experiences, and you could know a lot more about PGDBA
Yeah,
in
if you
that
can, if you
website.
can just repeat it,
Name of
I'll
the
just write
website
it
is
down over here. What is
pgdba.ml.
the site?
Ronak, it's called PGDBA.
pgdba.ml.
pgdba.ml.
Yeah,
M for Mumbai, L for Lucknow, right?
yeah.
So all the learners, please visit this website, and you will get many resources, study material over here along with the past papers, right? So please do visit this one. Okay, fine. So yes, Pankaj, you can go ahead. Nikunj, you can go ahead and explain the paper structure.
Yeah, sure. So, as I was saying, I had the most difficulty in the verbal section, and that is why I required a lot of practice in that. Not only the past papers, but because the section is similar to the CAT exam, the students can also check out CAT past year papers. So, I think that will also help them. Same for DLR as well. But for coming to the mathematics part, since it is quite a bit different from CAT, there are quantitative questions as well as some questions from 11th and 12th NCERT mathematics as well. So I advise students to basically look at what all the concepts are being asked in the past papers and try to identify what areas they are weak in, and then tackle these areas
So
one by one.
Nikunj, since you have mentioned that their LRDI and VRC section is almost similar to CAT exam, so that is sorted. I mean, those who have appeared for CAT, they are
Yeah.
well aware and they can find lots of resources, right? As far as con section goes, in comparison with CAT, what are those additional topics? Because you have mentioned that okay, based on 11th, 12th NCERT syllabus, but if you can just highlight, outline some of the topics so they'll get a fair idea about that. Can you just mention the additional
Sure.
topics that they need to focus on?
I think a little bit of more advanced trigonometry, calculus, conic sections, and I believe functions, relations and functions, and if I remember correctly, application of derivatives, integration. So basically calculus and geometry, what all form the basics of class 11th and 12th mathematics. So if the student is well versed with that, and if even if they're not, they can, I think 1 month is sufficient for them to practice it. And
Practice, right? So yeah, this
yeah,
would give them fair idea about how to cope up. And what is the typical cutoff of the exam? I mean, how much should they score to get the call for the stages? I mean, if we look at past years records, of course, in future it may vary a bit, but do they disclose their cutoffs? Is it known before the exam?
no, not before the
So
exam.
not
Yeah, you
Yes,
can go ahead,
Surya,
Surya.
you can tell us about that.
okay. So we don't know the cutoff before exam, but like after when they announce the results of the online test, they also give the cutoff.
So what was the cutoff last year?
So the exam was for 150, like 50 questions, 3 marks each, and one negative mark. So for general category, I think it was about 87 out of 150 was a cutoff.
87 out of 150. And was there any
Yeah.
sectional criteria that you need to perform well in
No,
each
no, no,
section or
no. There
something
is
like
no
that?
sectional criteria.
So someone who is good at maths can solve, say,
Yeah, yes, yes.
22 question out of 25 question, and LRDI, he can solve few more question and clear the cutoff. That should not be a
Yeah,
challenge, is
right.
it?
Yeah,
That's
right.
pretty good. Okay,
And we
great.
don't have sectional time limit. That is another good point.
There is no
Yeah.
sectional time limit, right?
Yeah, right.
Great, great. Okay. And so now we have understood about the exam pattern from where they can access the material. That's pgdba.ml site and all. So that's one thing. Now, can you brief us about the stage two of the selection process? I mean, how was the interview? You mentioned there is just one interview, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how that interview goes? I mean, what kind of candidate do they, are they willing to select? If you can just tell us about that.
Yeah, see, I'll take on that. The interview is split into some other slots. If you cleared the CBT exam, you will be given one of the slots. And in each interview, there will be three professors, one from each of the tri-institutes, one from ISI Kolkata, one from IIT Kharagpur, and one from IIM Calcutta. And they'll
Okay,
be representing each of the institutes.
okay.
And they would be asking questions based on their expertise.
Hmm.
So I would say that in interview, there are a lot of variables to control. I mean, if we compare it to any written exam, because there's a lot of subjectivity involved. So I would say that just be true to yourself, and whatever is your undergraduate subject, be well versed with that. And if you have any work X, just know whatever you have done in your work X and be ready to explain that. You should be able to explain that properly.
Hmm. Now, since you have
And there,
mentioned, Manas, that there is a representative of each institute as part of the panel, right? Now, suppose you are an engineer, okay? I mean, if a candidate is an engineer and not very good, not very well versed with statistics, so is he or she need to go through some of the basics of statistics, or
see,
he'll be just asked questions based on his domain? What do you
I
suggest?
mean, just absolute basic of statistics that the candidate needs to do. And see, one thing that I would like to mention, that there is 2 months gap between the written exam and the interview. As
Okay,
of now, you need not worry about the interview thing. The more you score in PGDBA exam, the better are the chances to convert it finally.
acha.
So if you come to the statistics part, you just need to glance it. You just need to know what are things in statistics. You don't need to do it deeply. For
Okay,
example, I didn't knew anything about statistics. So they just asked me some definitions and that's it. And to
okay.
some students, they don't even ask that.
Hmm. So something like basic normal distribution and frequency distribution and
And
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, right? Mean, mode,
I would like
median.
to add that they have sometimes they go through our mark sheet.
Okay.
So if you have any subject related to that, like suppose I did a subject called probability and statistics,
Hmm.
then they may start asking questions.
Okay.
Or if I say I don't have anything from that, I have something called numerical techniques, then the prof will ask about that.
Acha.
So
Okay.
basically, he just wants to know our motivation for coming into this program.
Hmm. Now, talking about the final selection part. So, I mean, how is there any percentage distribution to different sections like entrance exam score, then your work experience, then your academics, something like that? What is the weightage given to each of the component in the final selection? If you can brief about that.
Okay, so I think I can take this. Out of 100%, I think the written test is about 45%.
Okay.
And our 12th score plus work experience combined is 15%.
Okay.
And we have, I think, 8 marks for 12th score, 7 marks for work experience.
Hmm. So this
And
comes out to be 60%.
Yeah.
yeah, and
And
the
remaining
rest 40%
40%
is interview.
interview.
Yes,
Okay. So good weightage is given to interview and
interview.
entrance
Yeah.
exam. Okay, fair enough. Right. Now, can you also tell us about a typical day at your campus? I mean, how is the what is the pedagogy and how the day goes? I mean, what all activities are you involved? What kind of clubs are there? Because Ahmedabad is known for its incubation center. Similarly, there are different clubs and different activities, different opportunities available for MBA aspirants apart from the regular MBA program. So, what is so unique about IIM Calcutta PGDBA program?
Okay, so basically, you get to see the culture of three institutes. Like immediately when you join, you go through IIM.
Hmm.
There you're introduced to case-based method of study. So which
Okay.
is new for engineers like us, surely.
Hmm.
And apart from that, we are allowed to, like we have our own clubs, which I'll tell later, but we are allowed to take part in their, like participate in their club activities also.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
IIM Calcutta's Analytics Club is there. So you can join that club. And like day at a college depends upon which institute we are in. So in IIM we have classes and there mostly we follow the MBA structure.
Hmm.
But once you come into Indian Statistical Institute, the class hours are less and it's somewhat little more theoretical.
Okay.
And coming into clubs, so we have different clubs. Like one is called Trialytics Club, that is event organized by us, and we have a club for that. It's a tech
What is it?
event organized by us.
What is that for?
It is basically like a kind of analytics event where we conduct case studies, guest lectures, and so we invite people to speak here. And so apart from that, like I said, we can join IIM Calcutta's Analytics Club. Some people have joined from our batch,
Acha.
and we have other clubs like External Relations Club,
Hmm.
where like like Manas, I think you can tell about it.
Yeah, Manas. You can just tell a little more
Yeah.
about the other activities which are going on.
So one of the main major clubs are, I'll say, there are external relations club. There is one alumni club which helps us to keep connect with the alumni. If there are some alumni guest lectures, then there is one conclave event that Suryakiran also mentioned, Trialytics. So it's an event where many case competitions are happening. We have some guest lectures, and then as he said that we can join any of the club in any of the three institutes. You get to experience three cultures in three different institutes. You get the timetables are entirely different. For example, in ISI Kolkata, classes started from 11 a.m. Here, classes started at 8 a.m. So it's absolutely different. It's
And these sessions at different institutes are conducted with their students, or your batch is taught separately. So do you get an opportunity to get gel with the students over there, to network with the students over there, or it's slightly isolated?
No, it's not isolated. We do get an opportunity to gel with their students. We have clubs where both of the PGP program and PGDBA program members are there. There was something called section wars that happened in IIM Calcutta once we joined in. So in that, a sports competition happened where PGDBA was also one of the
Yeah,
teams.
I'm
So
talking about at ISO or at IIT Kharagpur and the other campuses.
yeah, we have classes with other students also. For example, in IIT Kharagpur, we have some classes with VG, where VG SOM of IIT Kharagpur conduct some classes. So we do get an opportunity to
Acha.
gel with the students
Okay.
also.
Right.
And some electives we sit with computer science students.
Oh. So, I mean, you get more opportunity to network with other students outside your college, because I'm sure I'm Calcutta PGP students, that interaction is going to be natural. But when you are going to other institutes, I mean, you get those opportunity to network with other students.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really good. Right. Okay. So I think we have covered most of the points that the future aspirants would like to know. Yeah, if learners, you have any other query, you can post it in the comment section, and they would be happy to help you. You can also visit their website, and do you also have Instagram and Facebook page?
Yeah, we have an
Yeah.
Instagram, LinkedIn, and a Facebook page.
By what name, by what handle can they search? If you can just mention that. Is it IIM Cal PGDBA?
Wait, I'll let you know.
Sure. In the meantime, I would like to brief all the learners that in case if you are preparing for CAT or any other entrance exam, what you can do is you can join my Telegram channel. You can scan this QR code, or you can search this Telegram ID, and you can be part of this Telegram channel. So you get all the updates about my free sessions and whatever other events that I'm conducting. And apart from that, guys, if you wish to prepare under my guidance, you can go for Unacademy Plus or Iconic subscription to have structured preparation. The price is going to hike very soon, so you can use my code CHARTED and go for the subscription today itself. Okay, my new batch is starting from January 27th, in which I'm going to cover the entire con portion. So yeah, you can join me over there. Now coming back to the our discussion. So I'm sure you can easily find out that handle, because last year when I conducted session, they had mentioned it. If possible, I'll pin that handle and the links in the chat box. Okay. So yeah, that's fine, Manas. We can just post it in the comments afterwards. Right. So thanks Nikunj, Manas, and Suryakiran for joining us and guiding the students of Unacademy Cat channel about this program. I'm sure they would find it. They would have found it fruitful. And if they have any other queries, they'll post it in the comments, and you can just reply over there, or I'll pass it to you. So thank you everyone for joining us. Hope to see you once again with the similar sessions. Till then, bye bye and take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.